Hey, you're listening to the SBC, number 12. And to kick things off proper and nice, I'm gonna do pony news right off the bat. Because they finally announced when Season 5 begins, April 4th. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a two-parter, it's gonna be all sorts of nice stuff. They got a bunch of spoilers out on a trailer right now. You could probably find it anywhere, because if you're listening to this and you're just now hearing about that release date, you have been living under a rock, my friend. No way about it. Also, somebody let me know that they're going to do a special showing of it at BabsCon. So, some person very special is going to get a birthday present because his birthday's on April 2nd. And he's going to be at BabsCon. And he's going to go and get to see the show. The new season right off the bat before anybody else. So, let's go ahead and give a preemptive happy birthday to Graveyard Duck, because he's awesome. Site-wise, group-wise, we're kinda in a slump right now. Everybody kinda tired, everybody a little burned out. Varying degrees of playing too much MMOs that do that to you. So we're in, not a hibernation, of regeneration. Yes, we're regenerating for the future. We're preparing for the long haul when Heavensward and Final Fantasy XIV hits, which is supposed to be June 19th for early access, which is likely collector edition people, and June 23rd for everybody else. Also, March 16th pre-order day. Go out there and throw some money down. Stick your money where your mouth's at. Show Square Enix how badly you want to get your Dark Knight on. And everything else. In my case, kinda hit and miss. Personally, myself, I kinda want to do it, but at the same time I don't. 'Cause I really just hate dungeon content in 14. And there's really not a lot more to do than that. I mean, I can get all my crafting and gathering up to item levels. Well, no, it's already at item level 70 or something right now. But I can push upward to level 60. Because the level cap's going to be raised for everything, of course. It's just that, I don't know. The money I could spend on the expansion could be used to pay for site hosting, to help keep the group alive and prospering. So that's kind of a tough decision right now, because money is my major issue. As we talked about last time, of course. But yeah, Heavensward, it's on its way. And a lot of people are looking forward to it, and good stuff. Golden Saucer arrived with 2.51. I've given it time to settle in. Most people I've talked to, they're not really happy with how the Golden Saucer turned out. Since it really was more lackluster. Presentation-wise, it looks good. Functionality-wise, it's not there. It's not really worthy of the Golden Saucer name right now. I'm sure they're gonna patch it in and add new stuff as they go along, like they keep teasing snowboarding. It's just, right now, it's not really there. And honestly, they could do a lot more. Like the battle arena from 7, where you get Omni Slash. That is a trademark of the Golden Saucer to me. I even want to say I remember at one point in the main story where Cloud has to do it, and that's when they drop you into the jail area below. Where it's that integrated into the game and the story as well. But that's something missing. Triple Triad also came with it. I am not happy. I am very displeased with that. To the point that it's pretty much burned me for probably the last time on trusting Square Enix to deliver on content for 14. Since, really, they're only good for delivering content that panders to your nostalgia. But at the end of the day, when the nostalgia happiness wears off, you're left with kinda nothing. Like, ooh, yeah, I can run World of Darkness, and oh, hey, I've ran World of Darkness already. Woo. Weekly lockouts and grind. It's once the nostalgia wears off, you realize how much of a time sink everything in the game really is to just keep you playing and subbing. I dropped $26 because that's 3 months of legacy time for me. And what I got with Triple Triad was something that is very, very poorly implemented. It's really all there is to it. It should be, just like all the Golden Saucer content, just for fun. Instead, they turned it into a massive time sink. To unlock your deck, as they would say. It seems every 30 cards that you collect, you can go off and add higher tier cards. So at level 30, you can add an extra 2 or 3 star card to your deck. A level 60 cards found. Sorry. You can go off and add additional cards to your deck like that at a higher tier. And all this does is make a massive gap between the lower tier players in tournament play and the higher tier players who put, honestly, way too much time into the grinding. Because the drop rates are abysmal on these cards. It goes up based on their rating. 3 to 5 star cards, they are going to be probably within low double digits to lower tier single digits. Since I spent over 8.5 hours grinding King Elmer III to get a Bahamut card. It's a very nice card, don't get me wrong, because it's a 5 star, but it took me over 8.5 hours grinding, non-stop. I got the achievement for grinding over 10,000 Golden Saucer points while doing that. That's just how ridiculous it is. Also on the payout. Because you usually just barely get enough to make up for the challenge fee. Because you're going to lose a couple of times in between, most of the time. Unless you have one of those Uber decks, where you grinded over 30 to 60 cards. Which is then suddenly very unfair to everybody else that you're going to be playing against, which really should have been for fun. They are horribly stacked. They have many good 4 to 5 star cards in there compared to the very few and meaningless 1 to 3 star cards. And if it was like regular Final Fantasy VIII, then what would happen is that you could basically just use any card that you have found in your deck. Sure, you can make a broken deck, but everybody else can make a broken deck. And it'd just be fun. People can impose maybe 3 star limit or 2 star limit or something. You know, just kind of mix it up and have player-ran tournaments for fun. But no, they turned it into a horrible time sink for no reason. I like Triple Triad. I really like Triple Triad. To the point that I've stayed sub to the game all this time waiting for Triple Triad. And also to prepare for Heavensward. And just to get this horrible Korean-style MMO implementation of probably one of my most favorite Final Fantasy things of all time. It's just a massive slap in the face. There's just no point, no reason. It's supposed to be for fun. Just like the Golden Saucer, where they have cards like the Cloud Strife card. It's nostalgia in card form. And it's over 1 million Manderville points. Why? Why? It's going to take people months or more of grinding non-stop, since Triple Triad is actually the best and quickest way to go and grind points unless they nerf King Elmer. It's just... why? So I look at that and I see how little they really think of the fan base. They have this very long-touted fabled content of Golden Saucer. It was supposed to come around 2.1, 2.2, then push back to 2.3, then push back all the way to 2.5, then push back to 2.51. And it came. And the hype, it did not live up to it. It failed my expectations. It's a product that I'm paying money for, and I'm unsatisfied with it. So, ergo, I should not be paying extra money to them. I should let them learn that I, the consumer, have values and standards for the quality of service I expect. But, yeah, that's just me. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. Because, trust me, triple triad. Ugh. I'll just boot up 8 on Steam again and get my fix later. But, yeah, that's 14 news in a nutshell. Gaming-wise, outside of that, everybody's just been doing their own thing. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is released. I have put more time into that in the last week or so than I have in 14 than the last week or so, obviously. It's not a bad game. It has its flaws. People are saying, wait till the sequel, wait till the sequel. But I honestly don't think a sequel is something that should be needed to fix issues within it. Like, communication's a hard point right now. And yeah, communication. Right now you only have presets to work with. And you can do voice chat, but I have no idea how to initiate it because it's that vague. And it's got a few other issues, like it's always online is a big issue I have. So I get kicked offline from, I get kicked out of the game from playing single player offline at times. And that just blows my mind. It's like Diablo 3 all over again. Or SimCity online or whatever it was. We've had all these incidences over the years. And this isn't even a big publisher, it's Bandai Namco. You'd think they'd kinda put things a little more in perspective for what they're able to work with. But, nah. Big dreams, poor implementation. They're gonna patch a lot of that, but I'm hoping they end up patching in proper keyboard support and stuff like that. Cause if you're on the online lobby right now, you can only look at a few things and say seeking team or something, and somebody can vaguely reply with one of the pre-made messages in the game, and it's just not good. So yeah, everybody's just off doing their own thing. That's what I've been doing. Other people are playing their PS4s and doing non-Final Fantasy XIV stuff. We're all kind of just, like I said earlier, in a regeneration, trying to find ourselves and rebuild, re-prep, re-energize for the future. Yes. And speaking of the future, I'm going to start working on site design in the not-so-far future. I'm in college right now, obviously, so I have my midterms this week. I have my spring break for 1 week coming up at the end of the month. And then just a month later, my classes will be winding down and I'll be moving to my new location. And from there, I hope to have everything set up because the current website is going to expire with the TeamSpeak and everything else in the early or middle part of May. So I am looking to either extend the current site regretfully, or else I'm going to go off and hopefully find better, cheaper hosting, and it'll all be on me, which I'm currently taking an HTML5 class right now, so every week I'm building websites and whatnot in class and expanding my skill set. Like right now I'm doing CSS, custom style sheets, and other goodies. I got a couple of ideas in mind. I'm thinking of ramping up the Pony to the next level. Like right now I understand how convoluted everything is for layout and all that. So I'm gonna probably look into simplifying things a little more and kind of streamline it a bit. I'm also gonna look into having audio and some possible video mixed in. Like, I want to incorporate the main 6 on there. I know we're the Shadow Bolts and all that. And honestly, until fall hits with the Crystal Prep, Candlelight Showdown thingamajigger and the 3rd Equestria Girls movie, I don't have too much I can work with to kind of get people pulled in and understand that, hey, we're about horsies and all that. Well, horsies and fun. So, at the moment, I'm looking at having maybe 6 navigation links on the side. Probably on the left side or something like that. And like one of them will be to the main page. I might spell that MANE just for fun, and hover over that and maybe have Twilight say friendship is magic or something like that. Contact us might be Pinkie Pie or maybe AJ saying howdy. Community is probably going to be forums and stuff like that, and I'll have a Pinkie Pie welcome for that. Games, that'd be Rainbow Dash, probably most likely announcing something to kind of just pull you in. And instead of doing like right now where I have all the stuff on the top for Final Fantasy XIV, MechWarrior Online, EVE, as well as Star Citizen, you're going to have to go to the game page, and from there it's going to ask you which game we play that you're looking to go to. And it'll have all the respective links, guides, and anything else that our respective branches will have to offer you. Like right now on 14, I'll probably have it broken down where crafting, gathering, mats, and stuff like that will be easier to find and figure out than what it currently is. You know, just kind of a basic idea. And every time you scroll over the sidebar on the left, of course, it's going to play a little jingle or something, or a little voice clip, just to kind of make everything look a little fancier and make it a little more enjoyable. I don't have a full layout figured out, since artistic quality is really not one of my strong points. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Yeah. But we'll get it done. Like I said, I want to redo the site. I want to do it completely me. Make it all work out like that. I'm also going to see if I can attach a forums to it and get everything all nice and gamey. Have at least one calendar event on there, so we can have something on the front page maybe. And really, if I do it myself, I want to be able to implement the ideas I have without the limitations of, oh, you're being hosted by us, so making sure you must abide by our rules, or open your checkbook and pay us enough to go and buy a new PlayStation 4. Because Engine's like $30 a month for their ultimate plan that gives you full freedom to do what you want. Sure, that would be great to an extent if we had over 100 plus active members and we were utilizing bandwidth left and right. Because I could just make little subdomains and subpages for every little group of games we play, and have it set up where people like, well, actually the 14 group doesn't seem to have a proper leader at the moment, but where they could go and set up their pages and layouts and stuff. They could have their own 14 forum, completely separated from the rest. And I'd just have the upper bar then be dedicated to the tags of what group each person is a part of, and have it like that. I could have it start off like MMOs and stuff like that to just break it down, and have little drop bars and say go to 14 or go to EVE, and do site design like that. But $30 a month for that's just insane. I could pay $50 to $90 for a year with another host and put in the sweat and blood, which will not be fully enjoyable, mind you. And from there, I could just go off and make it happen. I could program in a forums that won't have ads. I could program in customizable emoticons like pony pictures and stuff like that, because there's plenty of those floating around. I could throw gaming images in too, because I want to blend the two. That's what I really want to do. I just want to bring it together, show that we're for both. And I could put a chat room on there one way or another. Security on that would be debatable, because I currently don't know how to make a website with account levels and stuff like that, but I'm sure I could Google it, because that's what my instructor prefers us to do for any questions. Lovely. And I could just make it all work. And I definitely want to have the custom icon, which is an icon for the browser. I can't do that with Engine unless I pay them $30 a month, or I pay them $50. And then I'm stuck paying them for X amount of money every month anyway. I'd be paying like $7 to $9 a month for the minimum plan that we got now that we're pretty much maxed out on. So there's options. I just have to look into pursuing a couple of things. Might have to do like a discuss with Graveyard. Maybe we'll piggyback off somebody for a little while, save some money that way. Or I'm gonna probably sell my PlayStation Vita for about $100 and get some site hosting, because I need the website. I need it more than anybody else, because to me it's an outlet. It's like a canvas. I can just go in there and I can throw whatever I want on there, and it's kind of an expression. And it might take me a while, but I'm learning skill sets with it. I'm enjoying putting that time and effort into it. Because honestly, if you just sit around playing video games all the time, your mind's going to go moosh, and you're not going to be overly happy. And not like moosh, like a Alaskan dog sled team, but moosh, as your mind's going to just be a rotted mush. So yeah, site's going to continue, obviously, no question about that. And I'm hopefully going to look into maybe hosting a couple of other domains on there, because I do have a couple of things I need to personally do. Like I have a URL for my personal real life name for portfolio reasons, which is another factor why I actually bothered to learn web design this early into my core classes. Because learning HTML5 is actually part of the requirement for my degree in digital media / broadcasting. So yeah, I want to go and I want to host my personal site so I can direct people and show content I've created, show the voice and all that good stuff off, and direct them there with business cards. Help me in the future with that. And I also want to be able to host the Shadow Bolts, because it's nearly 2.5 years old now and I don't want to give it up. I know for a fact that this year is going to be a great year, because we got 2 chances to build. We got the BabsCon recruiting, which is probably for the first time ever, outside of the short blurb that got swept under the rug with Equestria Daily, that we're going to actually advertise the horse people, ponies, bronies, everybody like that. Because beforehand, I've popped around in a couple places, and like really I probably could have gone and went to PonyChan and put a signature and all that up and got us some actual advertisements like that. But I am unfamiliar with PonyChan and their methods. I just know that they do allow a signature with advertising. I just don't know how to make the name and all that. So I mean, yeah, this is going to be the first official time we're going to really be mingling and advertising amongst our target audience. I mean, 2.5 years later and we're finally doing it, but we're doing it. and that's something. And of course, in October or so, when the third movie comes and the Shadowbolts are the villains, we're going to be there on the top of Google's list because we're the only active Shadowbolt site, and that's going to give us more publicity. And that's just going to help us all together. That's why I want to go and refine the site. I want to go and make sure the Final Fantasy XIV group can function without me, because I'm going to be in summer school since I want to graduate with my degree in Associate in Science in 2017 in a reasonable time frame. So I have to go and take some extra classes over the summer to make that happen. And they're not going to be easy classes. So, yeah. I need to make sure everything can function without me. So that's something that's got to be done. So I'm laying down the groundwork for that. I'm laying down the groundwork with site design and all that for the moment. And we're going towards the future. Like my old man told me, every day is one foot in front of the other and you're making steps towards where you want to go. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we're all doing as a group. Right now, we all accept that we're kind of tired of 14. It's not a completely ended thing. We're just taking a break. It's just a collective break this time, instead of everybody saying different things like, oh, I got this or that, and somebody being gone, and then suddenly somebody else just not show up and say something. It's just this time the majority of us, we came together, we talked like adults, and we said, we need a break. Kind of hitting that point of too much of a good thing. So yeah, I'd say a couple of weeks tops and everybody's going to be back on there. Once they kind of get everything out of their system, get unwound and all that. And the Shadowbolts are going to soar towards a future that's worth having, that we built by ourselves. With our community, of course. Because without community, we are nothing. Without community, I'm just one guy blabbering into a microphone talking about a bunch of hoo-ha. Since nobody would care otherwise. Because, what would I be talking about? I'd be talking about a bunch of meaningless stuff. But community-wise, I'm saying stuff that matter to anybody that's part of our group. Past, present, and future. And it's going to be documented for everybody. Member highlight still going to be Graveyard. He's going to get to keep that honor until after BabsCon, and after that, we're going to see what's happening. Because originally I wanted to have it when we were a 40 to 60 person group at the launch of Final Fantasy XIV on a different server. The VIP member highlight was, I wanted to go and cycle through the members, say something nice about them, show them off so everybody sees them, and also to show that I as the leader do care about my members, my people, and I want to try to take the effort to get to know them. Because the little blurbs I throw up there is just the random stuff that I know about the person. And that's about it. If I don't know somebody, I can't write anything about them, so I gotta take the time to get to know them and say little quips about them. Like how Duck likes D&D, which may still be something in the future for everybody. Because I'm sure he's more gung-ho about it, he could probably actually make a campaign. Where our former member Bellaris kept saying it for months and months and months and couldn't even present an initial draft of what to do. So, stuff like that. Anyway, this has been a tangent and a half. I am SB, Master of Ceremony, and I am signing off. Until next time.